Hi, it's Martin and welcome to another video on my Knit365 YouTube channel. Today's video is Vlogtober episode 4, I think. I finished work. It is nearly 6 o'clock. It's slightly later than we wanted to leave, but work is done. The car is on charge because it needs charging again because I've been driving a lot. You're currently watching episode 3, which has gone live at 5. So we'll check back on that in a bit and see how it's doing. Yeah, welcome to Vlogtober. Get yourself a man that can bake chocolate cookies a la last episode, and because we're going away and I've been working, he's just wound my wool for me. You are very good. You join me in the hallway. For those of you been here for a while, the twigs, that's where the baubles go at Christmas. Right, this shawl, Geogradient in Punk Rock Unicorn. This is was in my bag because at the moment it's my current go-to. You join me at the shawl stand. I know. I'm not sure if I've shown this off before. I'll stop spinning now, I promise. I need to go this way. So I have these little pegs. No, there we go. I have these little pegs and I hook my shawls on and then I can just grab and go. Go Dynamo, Geogradient 2. I won't take Geogradient 2 with me because then I've got 2 Geogradients. So I kind of need to decide what shawl to take. Mark is going to tell me I only need to take one shawl. You've only got one neck. A very valid point. Where am I looking? There. I feel like I might take a second one. I might take... It's Glasgow, see? It's going to be cold. I should have asked Glasgow, Reese, how many shawls to take. See, I really want to take my... Oh, it's my favourite. Can I take this one? It's going to be quite big though, isn't it? Oh, it's like choosing a sandwich. Mark, what shawl should I take with me? Ooh. Right, after all that, we've gone for Hibernitalong last year because it's a really big shawl. Also, I'm not sure I've actually worn it yet, out and about. I can't wear 2 shawls at the same time. I'm not sure I've worn it out and about. Mark hates the way that I can just fling a shawl on and look like I'm ready to go. Look, I did that one-handed with a camera. But also, more importantly, Gemma off of The Little Grey Girl, it's her wool. And Glasgow School of Yarn is her favourite show, and she's not doing it this year. So I feel like we'll take Gemma to Glasgow. There's a nice feeling. Right, I'm now going to hand you back to him. He might be in the airport. Who knows? Hi, it's Martin, and welcome to episode 4. Hello. Right, we are in. We're in Glasgow. He was trying to get his phone to charge in the in-seat thingies. Right, time check. It is 8:58. We are in Glasgow on the bus. Not moving yet. Bus to the city centre. Go and find a hotel. Go and find a coffee. But in 2 minutes, I think clue 3 drops. Are you excited? What did you just do? Ooh. He's so sarcastic. Let's see what he's got in store for us this week. Very excited. Hello, hello, Vlogtober. It is now Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. We've been here forever. It is show day. Woohoo! So, it is currently 20 past 10. We are about 5 minutes late. Reese is on his way. So we need to go and walk over to the show. I'm excited. I saw on the show's Instagram account just now while we were having breakfast that people were queuing down the street. Very excited to get in. I've got my knitting in my tote bag. I will show you, I'll do a bit of a check-in in a bit. I'll show you where I've got to. Making good progress, I think. So yeah, I think so far, I'm trying to work out, I've not done a lot of filming. I'll try and do some more Glasgow stuff today. I think I filmed me knitting in a pub, and I think that was about it. But as always, sometimes I get the phone out and I start filming, and then other times I forget. And it's only when I start to edit the video together, I'm like, I forgot I did that. So I'm not sure what you've seen already. But it is showtime, so we are going to go and squish some yarn. They're going to come in a separate video, but... Oh, there's Mark. It's going to come in a separate video, but... Look at this mini skein that I dyed! Ooh! It's so much fun at the dye class. The dye class is going to be a separate video because I want to do like some voiceovers about what we learned and what my thinking was behind the bits. But look, I dyed this blue. And I also dyed that blue. Obviously I was dyeing blue, I know. So I've got my little grey girl shawl. We're going to rep Gemma from the little grey girl today because she's not here. This was last year's weekly advent that I bought, and we made the hybrid knit along. So I'm going to put my shawl on, put my coat on because it's cold. Scotland. Let's go meet Reese. Let's go and go yarn shopping. We are here. Are you loitering on street corners?
I am.
Hello. Have we ever done a yarn shoot together?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a camera pointed in your face all day. Maybe not all day.
You can tag it.
He's come to a yarn show with a list. That's very organised. I used to do that, I think. He's ignoring me now. And smirking because he doesn't want to be on camera. Come on. You're now going to be in the vlog.
Oh.
Right. It is 20 to 4 in the afternoon. It's 3:40. I've got 2 bags of stuff. I'm now going to meet Mark for a pint. I shouldn't be allowed to go yarn shopping with Reese because he is a very bad influence. I'll show you what I bought later. Mom! Good morning, good morning. It is now Sunday and it is 10:30-ish, I think. I've got coffee. That's the most important bit. So you saw that we went out. So after the yarn show, Mark and I met up with Reese and his partner Stan, and we had pizza, and then we went, I'd say we went dancing, but we kind of did this dancing. And I had to put music over it because YouTube shouts, but we were doing the Proclaimers. And I would walk 500 miles. So fortunately, you've been saved my singing. But I'm just going to wrap up this bit of the blog and then this can go up on Sunday afternoon. So our time in Glasgow is coming to an end and we are heading to the airport. Our flight's not till 7:30 this evening. So we're going to go out for a roast dinner. Then we're going to go back to see Reese and Stan. We're going to go to Reese's house for a couple of hours and then Reese is going to run us to the airport, which is really lovely of him. So I thought I would quickly show you what I bought under Reese's bad influence. He's going to watch this and go, no, you were the bad influence. He said he's usually in and out of a yarn show in like an hour. But I've talked before on different podcasts on my channel or other podcasts that I've been on. I love going to yarn shows because I love meeting up with friends that I've made through the yarn community and through yarn shows and getting to say hi and hello to them, as well as meeting new people and new to me vendors. And that's the great part of it. But there was no in and out in an hour. I want to say we were there like 4.5 hours, nearly 5 hours. Oh, I've also got bed head because I haven't had a shower yet, but you know, full disclosure. So my purchases, also, can we just have a small moment? So inside, so there were deluxe bags available. So you had early entry to the show. And then there were these really lovely Glasgow School of Yarn tote bags. And inside each one was a little mini set from Helen of Giddy Yarns, who you would have seen in the video. So it had these really cute, these are my colours, are they not? This really cute mini skein. And this is the Clyde colourway. As well as this really cute little set of post-it notes and a little Glasgow pencil. So cute. On Helen's stand, you will have seen all of the gnomes. I can't have another hobby, but I want the gnome book. And I think it's the gnome book by Sarah Shearer. And yeah, I could just fill the flat with gnomes. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't buy a gnome. But two of the purchases, or some of the purchases that I got then. So I went to the Journal of Scottish Yarns stand, as you saw, and it was such a lovely stand. And these books, so I met Susan, who is the vendor on the stand, and I think is the owner, the editor of the Journal of Scottish Yarns. And I think they were up to episode 7. Now, we were already touch and go on the luggage allowance flying up before I've even bought things. So I only bought 2 of them, and Mark has told me that I've got to put them in my hand luggage because they're going to take the suitcase over the weight. So I bought 2, but I was looking through them, and it's such a lovely, lovely book where you get some like amazing photography and some patterns, as well as like history. There's some stories, there's articles in here. Like the photography is just gorgeous. And for me, it's one of those really great coffee table books. So as well as having patterns in here, like that's really cute. The cullen top. So there's some really great patterns in here, but it feels like it's a really nice coffee table magazine to have. So I picked up edition 1 and 2, just in case 1 and 2 sold out, and then I will go ahead and I will get in touch with Susan and I will order. I think I'm going to try and see if I can get the back catalogue. Look at these. Aggie the Highland Cow jumper and cushion cover. That's in episode 2. So cool. So I picked up those, and then there might be like a collector's item because they're going to look so lovely. And I think it's one of those, like it arrives and you curl up on a Sunday with the latest edition and read all about what's been going on. And yeah, I love that kind of romantic nostalgia of an actual book. So I got that. And it was really lovely to chat to Susan. We had a great chat about the journal, and Reese bought a kit from there to make a cowl. I think Reese and I have both entered our colourwork era. And then some of my other purchases then. So I bought this skein from Mammy and Florrie, and I was going to buy this in Yarndale. I saw it on the stand and I didn't get it. I forgot to go back and get it. And I'm always quite pragmatic about things like that. I'm like, well, it wasn't meant to be. If you really wanted it, you'd go back and get it. But I only remembered when I was in the car driving home. And then on the stand, Amy had this ski. She had a couple of these left. So this is Snape Metro Youth. All of Amy's colours are named by what 3 words? So this is Snake Metro Youth, and it's inspired by the Northern Quarter in Manchester. And I really like that it's kind of quite a natural colour base, but you've got these real flecks of luminous colour, these dark, rusty, the evening as sun is setting. And I'm going to make a hat pattern, which I can't remember now to tell you. But it's the hat that Reese was wearing. I'll pop it on screen. So Reese was wearing a hat throughout the show, and I'm going to make myself one of those beanies. So that's what this skein of yarn is going to be. And then I bought 2 balls of lace weight yarn from Shetland. So this was by Anfield Farm, and it is reared and sheared in Fife and Kinross, and it is pure Shetland lace weight in a natural colourway, and there is 694 metres on 1 ball. Now, friend of the podcast, Irina from Fibre Chats, you will all know Irina is a Shetland, I don't know why my camera's not focusing, there we go, is a Shetland lace knitter. She has designed some patterns and has released her own patterns, and we joke about doing a Shetland lace knit along, because I've never knit with lace yarn, and I've never knit a Shetland shawl or a lace weight shawl. So I picked up 2 of these because I messaged Irina while I was at the show, and I think I need 900 meters to make her shawl. So there's just under 700 on one of these. So I picked up 2, and then Irina said you also hold a mohair alongside it. And as Reese pointed out, I will have mohair in grey colours left over from my MKAL. So I picked up 2 of these, and I'm going to make a lace weight shawl at some point. Irina and I have talked about doing like a lace weight or a Shetland shawl knit along, where maybe we all knit her pattern at the same time, and then I can learn the lace weight as I'm going. It's really, really tiny, like really tiny. So we'll see what happens with that one. I had a non-yarn purchase to go on my bag. So this was by Lindsay Walters. So this was the jewellery stand, and this gorgeous little Pride rainbow felted sheep. So it's got a little pin badge. So I'm going to pop that on my my handbag going around. I really like that. So there was loads of gorgeous jewellery on Lindsay's stand. So go and check that out. And then 2 other purchases, which is where I think I'm in my colourwork era with Reese. I bought this kit to make a hat. So this was the hat from Shetland Wool Week last year. So you can see these gorgeous little sheep here and really beautiful crown. And inside, it gives you different colour options. So there's this neutral colour here. There's this kind of pinky purple one. And then there's the original one that's on the cover. So I took this one as my inspiration in kind of the more natural colours. But I picked up some wool. So this is by Laxdale Yarn from Shetland, I believe. And yeah, so we've got these two greys, which is going to be my main colour. And then I've got a lighter, kind of a biscuity colour, and the Shetland white, which is much brighter. So they're probably going to be the main colour, so it'll be quite a neutral hat. But of course it wouldn't be me without some blue. So I think I'll do blue on the crown, similar to the picture. And then like in the ribbon here or around the ram on the waves, I'll do some of that in blue, I think. I made a hat as part of a fundraiser a few years ago for, I think it was to raise money for an MRI scanner on the island of Shetland. And the pattern was by a lady called Harriet, and it was Harriet's hat. And I still wear that hat now. It's really gorgeous. It was made in Jameson's yarn, so it was real Shetland wool, and it was really, really lovely. And I do wear that hat. So I figured it was time to dust off some colour work and make myself another hat in that style. So I picked up a little kit to make that. And then my other purchase was... I've got all the cards, and I'm just trying to make sure that I talk about the right business. Talk amongst yourselves. So this was by Wee County Yarns, who you will have seen. They had all the little tiny buckets with all the different colours in. And I bought the pattern to make Mittens Unlocked. So they had all of these styles on the stall. So you've got 3 versions in this pattern. So there's just a standard fingerless mitten. There's a standard long mitten with a thumb. And then there's this middle option, which is customizable. So it's almost this pattern here, but it also has the cover over the top to cover your fingers. What it also has on the thumb is a little tiny hole in the thumb pattern. So if you want to pull your thumb out, you can. So they are almost convertible. So Reese also picked up a kit to make one of these. Mark tried these on, and Mark really wants this one. And in this pattern, you've got the option to make the crazy colour work or just a much more low contrast, kind of a chevron. So the pattern gives you the details for both. So I bought enough yarn to make 2 sets of mittens, one for me and one for Mark. So Mark chose his colours, which are, of course, in Mark's browns. So I think, Mark, is it the dark brown is the cuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the light and the creamy one.
So dark brown cuff, and then the lighter colours for the colour work. And Mark is going to have the one with the the fold over and the thumb. And then I picked up, obviously, blues. So I will probably also do the same with the cover over, but mine is going to be grey and blue for the colour work with a dark cuff. And for my size, because obviously I've got bigger hands than Mark, not obviously, but I've got bigger hands than Mark, so I need to make the larger size. So I did need to buy 2 blue and 2 grey. So only one for the cuff, but Mark's size is just 3 skeins of yarn, so it was great. I think these are 20 grams. So great for Mark just to have one of each colour. I've got 2 blue and I have got 2 grey, but I've dropped the grey on the floor. So they were our purchases, which was more than I was planning on buying, but I'm actually really happy because the things that I've bought were pretty much all from new to me vendors. I'd never flicked through the Journal of Scottish Yarns before. I'd never met Wool Decanted Yarns or Laxdale Yarn. These were all new to me vendors. And Anfield Yarn. So it was great. And also, I'm in Scotland for the Glasgow School of Yarn. It was great to be able to support Scottish businesses. So I'm excited. Loads of projects. Do I need any more projects? No. When have I got time to cast them on? Who can say? But again, mindful purchases, they all have an idea in mind. It's not just a random skein of yarn. So I'm quite happy with that as a concept. So that's kind of it for this video. It was a little bit of Glasgow and a bit of travel, and then a little bit of the show. Oh, bear with me a moment. Let me go and grab my shawl. So where are we? So we've picked up to come down this edge where we've got the scallops. So we've picked up and I've made this much progress. So we're picking up and joining onto the scallop edge, and then we're doing this really nice diamond effect. I really like it in my colours. I think it's looking really lovely. It's a lot of knitting this week, and even though we've been away, obviously I've sat in coffee shops, I've sat in the pub, I have done some knitting, so I'm not too unhappy with my progress. Would always wish that I was a little bit further, but I've got to go up to here. So I think I've got another 1, 2, 3. I think I've got another 4 segments to add in. I'm not putting any mohair in my shawl. I'm just going to leave these natural. And then if you imagine, this is the top diamond up here. So all of my parallelograms, I should say, not diamonds, they're all going to be in the greys and the yellows, but I am going to do the very final one up here in blue. So I'll have 1 parallelogram in blue, just as a little nod to the blue in clue 1 and the blue in clue 2. So we'll just have a little accent. And then the jury's out on the next bit of the clue. I really like this section. I think I really like the flat texture. The next section, the woven section, if you've not yet seen it, go and check out some photos that are probably on Instagram or on Ravelry. I'm not sure yet. That feels like a lot of knitting, and looking ahead, it's a lot of purling. Reese and I were talking about the pattern, about how do we make it, and it's purling. And we all know how I feel about purling, but there we go. So I think I'll probably be able to, by Thursday when the final clue comes out, I will have finished this section and hopefully made a start on the next section. I'm back to work tomorrow. So in work Monday, band Monday night, and then I'll just have Tuesday and Wednesday after work. So I'm not sure how much, I won't get up to date. I'm currently ahead of Irina because she hasn't started yet. So she will probably catch me up though, but she's not starting until Tuesday because she's been in Rhinebeck this weekend. So she's not home until tomorrow. So she says she's going to start on Tuesday. So we'll see. I've got the rest of the day. We're going to go out and have a roast dinner now, and then we're going to go to Reese's. I'll knit in the airport. So we'll see how much I can get done. But I'm really loving the first part of this clue. Jury's out on the second part. So this was a bit longer of an ending than I was expecting. So thank you very much for sticking with me and looking at all of my purchases. The show was great. Antje and the team at Glasgow School of Yarn just have the best of shows. I really enjoyed it. For my first time going to the show, the trade hall was a fantastic heritage building. The show is moving next year, still just a couple of minutes away, but it's moving to a bigger venue so they can have even more vendors. I think they've been in that hall I was reading in the information leaflet. They've been there for the last 5 years, so they're moving to another venue now, which will be even bigger. And it's definitely a show that I would love to go back to. Mark and I were talking about it, like we really enjoyed it. It was great to be able to do the yarn show with Reese, so might be one that we come back to next year, especially if there's going to be more vendors added in. So if you've never been to the Glasgow School of Yarn show and you can get to Glasgow in October, I would thoroughly recommend it. The Antje and the team put on a great show. And yeah, it's a really nice heritage, loads of great vendors and just a lovely welcoming venue. We sat down, we had tea and cake, and yeah, it was really, really great. So I now need to wrap this up because Mark's probably waiting for me to go and have a shower so we can go out for food. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Vlogtober. I mentioned the yarn dye-in that I did. I'll probably put that video up Tuesday or Wednesday as part of the next bit of Vlogtober, where I'll show off what I dyed and do a bit talking to camera about the things that we did. I got some footage of the dyeing workshop with Lisa for the Love of Yarn, which was brilliant. So that'll be the next episode that comes on the channel, and I'll keep recording some Vlogtober stuff in the background, of course. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that you are well. If you liked any of the vendors that you've seen in the video, please go and tell them that you saw them in my video. If you're able to support them, I tried to film some of the QR codes so you can go back and scan them and go to their websites. And hopefully you've seen their names as I was filming it. So go and show them some love if you saw some amazing products at the show. And yeah, let me know in the comments, have you been to the Glasgow show? Would you consider doing it next year? How are you feeling about MKAL? Let me know what you think of this week's clue and how you're getting on with your own shawls if you are knitting them. So I will wrap this up now, and until we speak again, happy crafting.